27. Ravi. Perima storms into my room waving a piece of paper.
Wake up, Ravi, and explain this to me right now.
She says, pulling the sheets off my face. What is it? I ask, rubbing my eyes. What's wrong? Her hands are shaking as she pushes the wrinkled paper under my nose.
I found this in your school bag.
What is it? I ask, sitting up and reaching for my glasses.
Look at me, Ravi,
says Perima, grabbing my chin and pulling my face towards her.
Tell me what's going on.
What have I done? I ask, trying to see what's written on the piece of paper. Amma comes in, takes the paper, and sits beside me on the bed. It's some kind of drawing, she says, smoothing the paper on her knee. I push up my glasses, rub my nose, and look at the paper. It's a cartoon of a bunch of people wearing the same t-shirt. Did you draw this? Asks Amma. No, I tell her. I've never seen it before in my life. Perima snatches the paper from me and studies it.
Who is this boy?
She asks suspiciously.
Is that supposed to be you? Has someone been calling you names?
She's pointing to a boy wearing shoes that look like giant potatoes. I know who it is supposed to be. This isn't me. It's the boy who sits behind me in class. He goes for special help. I call him Bigfoot, but his real name is Joe Sylvester, I say. Whoever drew this cartoon probably meant to give it to him and accidentally put it in my bag instead. I hope this will satisfy my grandmother and put an end to the drama. But instead, she starts up again.
Why do you and Mr. Big Feet sit together?
She demands. Are you friends? Amma asks. We don't sit together. I sit behind him. The seating is alphabetical, I explain. Surya Narayanan comes before Sylvester. And no, Amma, we are not friends. My mother knows me too well. What's going on, Raja? She asks softly. You have to tell me. I want to tell her everything. How Dil and Samreen called me curryhead and how I ran away and hid in the bathroom. How I have not made a single friend at school and have been ridiculed and laughed at every single day since day one. I want to tell her that I have been tricked into tasting beef too, but I can't. What's wrong? Amma asks, squeezing my shoulder. Ow! I cry. Amma gently pulls open the top of my pajama shirt and gasps. What's happened? She asks, gently touching my bruise with her fingertips. Nothing, Amma. I lie. I just bumped myself. Perima turns on her heel and leaves the room only to return a minute later wearing her sweater and shawl. She also has a scarf, a red dupatta, covering her head. Where are you going so early in the morning? Amma asks. Perima ignores her.
Get up, Ravi,
she commands. Why? I ask.
I am coming to school with you. I want to see for myself what's going on at this so-called Albert Einstein Elementary School.
Nothing is going on, Perima, I say. And you cannot come with me to school.
When did you start answering back to your elders?
She says, her eyes flashing.
It's all this American influence. Are you ashamed of your Perima now? Embarrassed of her sari and bindi?
I'm sure that's not how he feels, Amma says.
What do you know about it, Roshni?
Perima snaps.
Tell her, Ravi. It's true, isn't it? You wish your silly old Perima had stayed behind in Bangalore where she belongs, don't you? There's no place for me here in your new American life full of insulting cartoons and mysterious bruises.
No, Perima, I say. I'm glad that you're here. But she ignores me and goes on.
I'll tell your Peripa to bring the suitcases from the garage. We'll buy a ticket today and fly back to Bangalore.
Amma sighs. Don't be silly, Meenama. Ravi just told you he doesn't want you to leave. Perima narrows her eyes at Amma.
You've poisoned his mind, Roshni. That's what it is. We both know you don't want me here any more than he does.
Stop! I shout. The reason you can't come to school with me is because I am not going to school, Perima. Are you feeling sick again, Raja? My mother asks, quickly putting her hand on my forehead to check for a fever.
Let me feel your pulse,
says Perima, putting her fingers on my wrist. Now, all of a sudden, her voice is quivering with concern. I'm not sick, I say, pushing their hands away. I'm finished with Albert Einstein Elementary School forever. I quit.